What's up, Guardians? Welcome to another Destiny gameplay video. In this video I'm going to be sharing with you guys my Gunslinger build that I use for Skirmish, and it centers around the Knucklehead radar, which if you're not familiar with that helmet, it just makes it so that you basically get third eye on all of your primaries, so your radar stays active while you ADS, which is really nice for Skirmish when you're trying not to get flanked, and can actually be pretty effective in sweaties. I'm using a high rate of fire pulse rifle like Aegis of the Kell in conjunction with a sniper that can bang off a revive. I like this LDR because it's got snapshot and short gaze on it. Now here's the tree that I'm using, skill tree. Using the trip mine, using the triple jump, the combustion, the incendiary blade. I'm spec'd for recovery and agility with keyhole, and finally using the gambler's dagger. I like having two throwing knives because I use them a lot, and it's good to stack those burns on enemies if you're getting outnumbered. So here's the Knucklehead radar, show you the skill there. So I like the LDR just because it's with the short gaze you get added aim assist, and that can really help you out when you're trying to snap in and get some quick headshots, and helps you out in close quarter situations. Here you see it in action, able to bang the three right at the beginning of the match and then get the guy as he comes around the corner. And it is powerful enough to shoot through overshields. You can bang off revives, which is always really nice. And then here I'm using the trip mine to get guys primed before I even come around the corner. And then the Aegis of the Kell is a pretty quick killing pulse rifle if you can land all your shots and land your bursts. And then the LDR here with snapshot is just so nice. It works really well even in close quarter scenarios. You can just kind of sweep and get these headshots as you need to. So this is the build that I pretty much never stray away from this build on my Gunslinger. And I'll show you kind of how all of these things kind of play together in this video. Plenty of clips of long kill streaks using all of my equipment, all of my weapons in conjunction with each other. And this is a nice change of pace from doing the Blade Dancer. With Blade Dancer, it's kind of a high-risk, high-reward class. Most people stack Blink with a shotgun of some kind, use Blink pretty offensively, and then use the Blade Dance to get up and close, obviously, and get your super kills. But the thing that I like so much about the Gunslinger is that you can play any style. You can play really aggressively, you can get up close and personal, or you can kind of, what I like to do is I play really aggressive at sort of a mid-range. And I'll get up close if I need to, but I play this mid-range really aggressive style. And it plays out well with the Gunslinger, and works well with the super as well. I like to use my super in Skirmish as a flanking super, because if you're going against people who are intelligent, when they hear you pop your golden gun, they're just going to run. So if you're going head on at them, you pop golden gun, they're going to turn around and run. But if you do what I just did there and use my teammates and you pinch them in between yourself and your teammates, then they're going to have to face somebody. They're going to have to challenge someone, be it your teammates or you with your super. So that's kind of how I like to use it. This guy gets himself cornered in the Wolfpack rounds, take this guy out pretty quickly. And throwing knives, I just love throwing knives so much. That's why I use them so often. That's why I use the Gambler's Dagger and get two of them. But they're just so nice for getting these quick clutch kills without having to use any bullets sometimes if you're mopping a kill up. Or in instances like this where they're in a tight corridor, I'm going to get this guy stuck over here. And then I'm going to pursue him, and there's really nowhere for him to run. He's in a tight hallway, which makes wrapping up the kill pretty easy. So there's not a lot of space for him to wiggle around, so I know my accuracy is probably going to be spot on with that throwing knife. It's when people are way out in the open that it's difficult to land those knives. So here you see stack the burn on the guy, but I missed the headshot with the throwing knife, so I didn't take him out. But the burn was enough to drop him after I was already dead. And so here I go ahead and pop my super and push this guy because I know that he's in a hallway and he's not going to get away in time. Get a couple of revives. And now it's time to use the Aegis of the Kell pretty well. I really like this weapon. I like a lot of high rate of fire pulse rifles in general, but I like this one a lot. The stability is pretty decent. The time to kill is pretty low. I mean, it's obviously not an exotic hand cannon, but it does hold its own. And there I was sighted in on the guy that I just killed, but because of Knucklehead radar, I was able to have enough radar awareness to know I was being pursued, and I was able to toss that trip mine just to deter the guy from pinching us back in that tight room. And then I'm just staying mobile, moving around the map, trying to understand where people are going to spawn. LDR is just such a nice sniper rifle to use. It's similar to the longbow in the sense that it's got a great impact and a decent rate of fire, so I rely on it pretty consistently. I like the short gaze sight. I use both that and the ambush are my two favorites. People often ask me about that. And with snapshot, I'm able to do stuff like this quick scope body shot, and then follow it up with the throwing knife to the head. And these guys are using the heavy ammo as bait here, and then using my vertical space with the throwing knife to wrap up the second guy. Easy peasy. So this is just such a great build. I highly encourage you guys to give this build a shot. And you see here sniping through the smoke. I was pretty happy with that shot. But it's just a fun loadout to use. And in Skirmish, when you don't need the fourth shot with your golden gun, if you're decently accurate, you shouldn't need a fourth shot on your golden gun, honestly. So that's why I don't rock the symbiote helmet. Instead, I like the benefits that the Knucklehead radar gives, because that's something that is going to benefit you consistently throughout the game, not just when your super is active. Because you're obviously using your primary weapon a ton more than you're using a super. So getting that added radar awareness in Skirmish is huge, and can even be really effective in sort of sweaty scenarios where you're doing some scrimmages, or you're going against like a full team of 3 that coordinates well and communicates well. So here, this is just a clip where I'm using everything in my arsenal, I'm using primary, secondary, throwing knife, trip mine, super. I really just got into a nice groove with it, and I think it went on like a 20 kill streak in this match. But anyways, this is just such a fun loadout. Using everything is fun. Trip mines are fun to use, throwing knives are fun to use, golden gun is fun to use, combustion often gives you additional kills when enemies are bunched up on each other, which happens more frequently than you might assume. And I really hope you guys give this a shot. If you do try this build out, let me know how it goes for you. Let me know how your practice with it goes, and let me know if you get into some skirmish matches and have some great gameplay to share or anything like that. Because I'm always willing. I've had a couple of friends who actually they just upload some of their gameplay footage as an unlisted YouTube video, just listed on their account, and they send me the link to it. And then they'd have me kind of review it and give them some pointers and tips. Did that for a friend just yesterday, in fact. So obviously, if everyone does this, I can't do it. But I'd be willing to take a look at some. Now here, I'm getting outnumbered. All 3 of these guys are coming to me. So I'm going to use the trip mine as a way of shutting down one of these. There's 3 ways in right here. So I'm going to shut down that hallway to limit how they can come in. So it takes one guy out. I snipe the second guy after pulling him into that little hallway. This guy gets a revive, and unfortunately I missed my first snipe, or else this would have been a team wipe. But even so, I was still able to go 3-on-1 and come out with a 3.0 KD in that engagement, which is always a nice thing. Now this is a guy who kind of refused to use his primary, and these guys are pretty sweaty, so I was like, okay, we're gonna switch to the last word here. If these guys are all using some pretty intense exotics and long-range shotguns and blinking and all that business, I was like, alright, it's time to turn it up. So if you want to get fun and use last word, the last word works really well with this build as well, just because of the nature of the class being a rather aggressive class. So last word pairs well with it. We started out this match, we were down by like 1,500 points right off the bat because of how aggressively these guys were playing with their shotties and exotics. So I decided I'm just going to turn it up here with last word, and it worked out really, really well. Ended up having like 32 kills in this match, and going on some pretty long kill streaks against these guys. And I gotta admit that even though I'm using an exotic cannon, it was a little bit of fun and good practice for when we get into some legitimate scrimmages and sweaties down the road. So I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you enjoy the build. Let me know your feedback if you give this a shot, and kind of let me know what you think about it. Thanks guys for checking it out.